Hey, what's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? Wanted to run through all the pairs per usual. Huge reaction, looks like, on the daily. This is actually going our way, so we want to take a look at this real quick. Let's jump in real quick. Daily, looks like we're coming up against this key level along with a 50% fib level. And we are finally kind of rolling over here. Let's see what we got on MACD. It's definitely low, matching up here, so I'm looking for it to drop further. Probably get out something like that. Stop loss is extremely high on this one. That's the only downside we got here. But yeah, I think we're gonna make money there. USD CHF, explosive. This is one of those that I wasn't comfortable jumping in because we were so sideways. Kind of went over that. Not a whole lot more to say about that. Doesn't really fit my entry criteria, so I couldn't really take it. This one we got demolished, assuming that we were going to bounce off of this level, and actually exploded the other direction. Good thing we have stop loss in place, so we only lost 1% there. NZD, USD, we're making money on this right now. It's still going. I'm going to leave it, let it roll. I decided to let it roll around this area because we pulled back, and this 50 has been holding pretty well. So just held that, wait for it to drop. I'm going to continue to roll this one, obviously. NZDCHF, not something that I can really see the direction of where we're going to go here. It did, however, hit this 50 EMA along with the 618 from the underside as a support and bounced off of that. Although it kind of took its time on the bounce, it wasn't like a touch and go, which is what I'd rather see here. But the story here is there's not really a. You see how sideways it's been. It's stair stepping up now, but maybe this was an entry. It's still very ballsy because we're sideways. I'm gonna look for a move up and a pullback and then enter. So I'm gonna look for this type of movement. Look like that. We'll go up a little bit, pull back a little bit, then I'll take it all the way higher up to this orange here. So that's what I'm in, and this is my entry right here. Just for those of us that are more visual, my entry is gonna look like this. Oops. I'm not really good with this drawing stuff yet, man. I don't know if I ever will be, but I think y'all get the point. Go long here, stop loss. This is a 101 naturally, the default, but yeah, something like this actually. Stop here. So that's what I'm gonna be looking for moving forward. I'll leave that there just so y'all can see it. NZDCAD, good try to play off of the key level that's held several times in the past. I even made money off of this one. Damn, did I ever close this? Hold up. I don't think I ever really like closed this one. That's crazy. I'm not sure. Maybe I need to go back and kind of check on this. But it feels like I should have closed it if I didn't. Well, obviously. Dang, that's crazy. Wish I would have got out right in here. I don't know. Y'all call me out if I didn't really go over this or not. Maybe it's a pair that you pay attention to. But yeah, obviously I needed to close this out at some point back then. Yeah, my bad. I'm not perfect. But yeah, let's see here. For the sake of moving it forward, NZD/JPY, let's take a look at this. So this is what I call the slider. Why? Because it's a different play than what we usually do. I drew in this wedge shape. You can see it better on the daily chart. No, you can't. Actually. Okay, so I had this. This is a big move. This is like one of those that I called and really was feeling myself. Slow pull up while also getting narrow, and then it just dropped like crazy. So we made all this 638. Really nice. Not the extent of where we could have gotten, but it was still a good call to get out right there, in my opinion. Okay, and then I called this move the slider. So I drew from the previous low and connected those, connected the highs, and we have like this kind of a wedgie shape. And then we saw it slow down here. So I said, oh, okay, here's the squeeze. We're going to drop down. And we started to drop off of the bottom side. So there was a pullback bottom side here. So it was a pullback and drop. And because of that, I actually got in. So I called it here, and then I actually did it a couple hours later. NZD/JPY, real-time entry, a pullback, knowing that this trend line that I drew was kind of arbitrary. So I called it a slider because I thought I knew where it was going, but didn't necessarily have a whole bunch of proof that I was 100% right. So my play and my entry was based on this trend line and also the 50 EMA that you see just kind of nestled right there perfectly. And we got in right in here. The pivot also touched that area, so I went off the pivot, 50 EMA, and this trend line. So it's a different entry for us. But there's definitely a drop in. And I got in up here, dropped, went sideways, pulled back. Maybe arguably another entry right here, depending on if you think you can combo this type of play. I don't feel any kind of way on it, but comboing is where I feel like there's a huge edge for most people. So maybe it looks like that. Stop is up here, and we drop in something like this. Okay. But anyways, that said, I'm still long here, or short here, and we are all the way down here somewhere. So I'm at about 2%, a little bit more than 2% right now, which is nice. Yeah, better than that actually. Sorry, picked the wrong one. 288 on the one that I actually saw and got in, and then 2.15 on the hypothetical. And then obviously this one we'd be in right now. And where are we stopping? I mean, I could play off of this, but I don't know if that's really relevant. I wouldn't say that this is very relevant at this point. This downward facing one. Not really. It does coincide with a 50 EMA, so maybe I'll just watch how it reacts there and decide to get out if I need to. Anyways, all right, I'll jump over to GBP pairs in the next video. Peace. Rather unique.